Okay, guys, this is the Unit 9 test for 6th graders on percents. Question number 1. Look at the percent bar below. What percent should replace the question mark? Look at the percent bar below. What percent should replace the question mark? Is it A, 70%, B, 50%, C, 80%, or D, 20%? Question 2. James is taking a test in social studies where he is asked to match the states to their capitals. He matched 6 states correctly. The question is, what percent of the test did he match correctly? What percent of the test did he match correctly? And then I have a guiding question for you that you need for the problem, and that is, how many states are there? You'll need to know that in order to solve it. What percent of the test did he match? 6%, 60%, 88%, and 12%. Don't forget to find out how many states there are first, so you can work your part to whole. Question 3. Eugene and Cody are discussing the result of a recent basketball practice. Eugene made 13 out of 20 free throws, and Cody made 57% of his free throws. Who completed a higher percentage of free throws? So you're going to need to find the percent for both. Who completed a higher percentage? Would that be Eugene, Cody? They each made an equivalent percentage of the free throws, or cannot be determined from this information. And show your work. Question 4. Each week, Stuart saves $16 out of his $50 paycheck. What percent of his pay does he save? He saves 16 of his $50. What percent would that be? A, 16%, B, 32%, C, 50%, D, 66%. Question 5. Mr. Garcia is a salesman who works on commission. His commission rate is 5% of his sales if he sells less than $35,000. Last month, his sales were $15,000. How much money did he earn on commission last month? His commission rate is 5% of his sales, and he sold $15,000. How much money did he earn in commission last month? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Question 6. Mr. Phillips' 7th grade class collected data on the quarter of the year of their classmates' birthdays. What percent of the students had birthdays in the July through September quarter? What percent? Would that be 12%, 30%, 40%, or 60%? Question 7. Mr. LaMesa coaches the golf team at Conrad Middle School. The team has 18 6th grade members, 12 7th grade members, and 10 8th grade members. What percent of all golf team members are 7th graders? What percent of the golf team members are 7th graders? 40%, 30%, 26%, or 10%? Question 8 just asks, which of these groups does not contain equivalent fractions, decimals, and percents? Which group does not contain equivalent fractions, decimals, and percents? I'm going to let you read those for yourself. Question 9. Martha bought a radio that was marked 20% off the regular price. The question is, which fraction does this percent represent? Which fraction does this represent? Question 10. Larry and his friend counted the color of cars that drove past Larry's house, or that drive past Larry's house. They estimated that 5 out of every 8 cars were blue. What percent of the cars they counted was blue? They estimated that 5 out of every 8 were blue. What percent of the cars they counted was blue? Question 11. Lucy shaded 10 of the 16 squares below. What percent of the squares did she shade? Did she shade 25%, 37.5%, 0.625%, or 62.5%? Question 12. Sue bought a pair of boots that was discounted 20% off the regular price. Which model best represents 20%? Look carefully at the pictures. Which model best represents 20%? Question 13. Rachel measured a bookshelf that is 2 3/5 meters long. What decimal is equivalent to this measurement? So you're going to have to change 2 3/5 to a decimal equivalent. Then record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Question 14. It takes April 15 minutes to walk to school. What percent of an hour is 15 minutes? What percent of an hour is 15 minutes? 15%, 0.15%, 1/4%, or 25%? What percent of an hour is 15 minutes? And question 15. There are 240 students in the 6th grade. 60% of these students will be in athletics next year. What number of students will be in athletics next year? Again, record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value.